We're visiting with Cedric the Entertainer and a lot to talk about. First of all, Cedric, it's great to visit with you. You are a busy man, even with a strike taking place. So what's keeping you busy these days?
Man, really just having really a good opportunity to stretching myself out, doing some new businesses. My good friend Anthony Anderson and I, we introduced AC Barbecue this summer. We're in Walmart stores, and then we decided to do a national barbecue line: rubs, sauces, um, and then we'll eventually do tools and growing it into restaurants, a whole barbecue empire, which where we plan to do this. And so people can check it out. We got a little show on a network I can't on Saturday night, so y'all can check it out. Where we're not supposed to announce that in the middle of this strike, but it's a way to see what we did. We built it as a business and show the people how we did it in a fun Shark Tank kind of way.
So you may not be old enough to remember Q King Barbecue in St. Louis.
Yeah, I remember Q King.
Okay, so you the new Q King is what you're saying.
Yeah, we trying to pop up. Of course, barbecue is from St. Louis is just legendary when the way we grew up, and it's a big part of our culture. And so, I was able to come back and visit a few barbecue places there and show people that, this is how we did it. We went to CK's, we went to another new spot downtown, and so
Pappy's.
we just kind of show people what the world is and how we do it with cuts of meat. And we did that all around. We actually went to Memphis and Texas, and so we just showing people what the world of barbecue is and how that grilling really brings us all together. Celebrate good food, folks get together with good music. I mean, that's why we felt like it was a good idea to build a national brand.
All right, so tell me about the book.
Yeah,
I guess I have to call you noted author now that you've written a
let's
book. So
go.
tell me about the book.
Yeah, man. So, of course, during the pandemic, everybody's sitting around, and I had an opportunity to write a book loosely based on my grandfather, my mother's father, who had passed before I was born. When we hear stories, and we all got them in our families, you would hear these stories about legendary tales of these people. But my grandfather was, he was an entrepreneur and a businessman, and at the same time, he was a gambler and a bootlegger. So I created this whole world where we kind of go into this crime caper that happens with him doing a whole whiskey exchange with the Irish mob back in the 1940s. It's fun. It's very much Walter Mosley, Devil in the Blue Dress energy. If you ever seen the show Boardwalk Empire, it fits in all that kind of genre. And so it was a great to do. I was able to learn a lot about my grandfather because it's loosely based on him, so I had to do some research. But again, I created a lot of the world myself.
Sounds like a movie in about 3 years.
Yeah, man, no doubt. It's easily that for sure. And I come from the world of television and film, so I wrote it very descriptive. So as soon as you start reading it, you're gonna feel like you're watching a movie. That's what I think
Okay.
that people are really enjoying about the book.
I'm looking forward to it. Sounds like a lot of fun. All right. So when you got the idea to write it, what did you learn about yourself in writing a book for the first time?
I mean, the real key thing is that it is a stretch, and I think there's a really great thing to do at this stage of my life and my career is to do something that was out of the box for me, that wasn't easy. It allowed me to kind of have to dig into myself. Everything that I was trying to write or get to wasn't predicated on the ending in a joke. I had to stay true to the characters and who they were and how I had defined them, and initially had to stay true to the plot of the story. These are the kind of things that you felt like learned along the way. And of course, doing the research, learned a lot about some of the similarities that I had with my grandfather that I had never met, like the fact that he was a guy that had big dreams and was a go-getter and wasn't going to be put in a box. These are things that I felt like are a part of my DNA in this unique way, because I've never even had a chance to sit down and be with him, but yet I'm very much like him. Style, suits, hats, all that, all that kind of stuff. My mom was like, that's who he was. He loved that kind of stuff.
There's always been a bright side to living in downstate Illinois. Ameren, Illinois is making it even brighter with a little help from the sun. Right now, we're building a next-generation solar facility to bring you cleaner energy for generations to come. It's good for the environment, your neighborhood, and everyone living in downstate Illinois. That's brighter thinking. That's energy at work. Learn how you can participate in solar programs at amerenillinois.com/renewables.
Hey, for you, you continue to make St. Louis certainly appreciated by your family, your friends, and your fans, and making sure St. Louis is still your home. What's been that common denominator, or why you still have St. Louis as home for you? Because a lot of people will move on, and for different reasons, but you've always been able to maintain a foundation here in St. Louis. So why?
Yeah, I think that for me, it truly was the place where I discovered who I was, as a young person. You go through high school there, of course. You come out, you start working. I got my first job there. I bought my first home there. Like everything became like where St. Louis was, how I defined myself, and of course where I started my career. But being able to have that connection with friends, family, audience, a place where you walk, you feel like, like Cheers on Norms, where everybody know your name, but they know you from the real you, not the celebrity you. Like these things make you just feel a lot more comfortable. And I love when I'm in St. Louis and just the vibration I get. So I'm definitely gonna come back and want people to come out and check out this book.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And by the way, what is the name of the book?
Flipping boxcars. So flipping boxcars is again is kind of a double entendre in the sense that he was a big gambler. So if you throw in dice, if you throw 2 6s, that's considered boxcars. That's a big bet. That's a 30-1 bet. Sometimes it's a desperate bet, but if you hit it, you hit it. And so and then inside the book is a caper where again he's doing this thing with the whiskey, and he does it with railroad boxcars. So he's flipping boxcars throughout this story, and that's why we got the name. Yeah,
I like it. I like it. Hey, when you elected to take the leap of faith into the entertainment business, did you ever think you'd have so many opportunities presented to you at this point, aside from being just a comedian?
Man, I think that's always the desire. When you start stand up, for us back in the day, we saw people, the Richard Pryors and Eddie Murphys of the world, Bill Cosby's at the time, take their stand up and then be able to go and make great careers, be it movies, film, television. And so I definitely desire those things. You don't really know what's going to happen, until you do it. So that's what I encourage all young people to do usually is just get off the porch, man. Get up and try it. Because you don't know where it'll lead. You don't even know where the next opportunity is. And I tell you that I was working for State Farm, kind of on my way in a corporate path, trusting that, believing I'm going to make this kind of salary, and then I'm going to move up to a supervisor, and I'm going to be a man, and you believe like that's gonna be your life. And then the day I decided to do stand up, I won $500 the first time I ever did it, and it was like that was
Cash,
it. That was a different kind of adrenaline. I was like,
500
okay,
cash, or before
what?
taxes?
I was rich. I went to I went to the Peppermint Lounge, Playboy Cappuccino, and just
You
start
got a
buying
double
people
shrimp
drinks.
plate. Okay, I get it. I get it. Hey, you know what, man? Being a comedian, it's hard work. You just make it look easy. When the lights are not on, are you still trying to work on your craft by writing or writing jokes or just being a good observer? Because as you see things that are going around you, you figure I can add a little salt and pepper and a little water to this. Now I got a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, I'm fairly observational. That's why some people be surprised, when I'm out and about, I'm not like super joke telling. Like people be like, yo, you ain't really like you are on TV. And I'm like, I'm cordial and I'm cool and I will be funny if something happens. But for the most part, I'm pretty observational, man. I like to sit back in life, watch situations. And of course, those help me develop an idea. And so I spend most of my jokes have a degree of me watching somebody else and saying like, this is what I interpreted from that scenario.
Hey, what's the hardest thing about your career?
I think really, the hardest thing about a career is always maintaining, trying to make sure you maintain elevation. We understand that this business has ebbs and flows. You do go up and down, but you want to make sure that you're as in much control as possible, and and then when you have those lows, that nothing really just takes you all the way out. That's why I love still doing stand up. So if a TV show ain't popping, I can go do stand up. If the stand up is slow, I can write a book. I can. So I've learned to allow that part of my creativity, to let it lead me, and so therefore it don't necessarily always have to be at the tippy top of the totem pole in order for me to enjoy the ride. So that's what I've learned, and it's hard. You got to grow to get to that spot, because you see people, they making goo gobs of money, and the business change, and next thing you know, guys is out here making millions of dollars, or building companies that got hedge funds to them, and so now you start to go, do I have to keep up with the Joneses again? And so that's the biggest thing you gotta, I feel is, a hard thing for you to always just be in control of yourself and know exactly what it is that you do and what you love and what makes you happy.
All right, let's go to the fun stuff. Beach or
Yeah.
mountains?
What is it?
Beach or mountains? Which one for you?
I'm beach. I'm beach
Okay.
dude.
Golfing, fishing, hunting, or sailing?
Oh man, I love the golf. Now, if sailing is different than yachting, like if I get to go with Magic, them, I'm gonna go on that yacht.
There you go. You don't want to be toting no barge or lifting no bale or throwing an anchor
Yeah,
in. I get
exactly.
it. All right. What's your go-to food or drink when you've had a good day or a bad day?
Man, my good day is, I love a good Clase Azul tequila on the rocks with a little squeeze of orange in it, orange slices. That's my little drink of choice. And and I'm just still, since I was a kid, a big fan of pizza, man. I love a good pizza, and that's one of my, one of them celebratory things. If you give me a fire slice, I'm like, cool.
All right. What do you like on your pizza?
I'm fairly simple these days, man. I don't go too much. I like pepperoni. I like, sometimes I like a little jalapeno with a little, little chicken jalapeno or something like that. We can do it like that.
Okay.
I ain't
All
got
right.
to put I ain't got to put pineapples on my pizza yet. I ain't got that boozy.
You don't want to put shrimp on it or anything.
I do now. It's a place that make a good shrimp pesto pizza out here.
Really?
That's super fire, man. I will rock with that one.
See, I will eat shrimp anytime, anywhere, any day. But I haven't taken that leap of faith to put it on pizza.
On pizza.
Although I could kill two birds with one stone.
I'm gonna have to let you taste this shrimp pesto
right.
pizza that people make. That's fire.
Keep in mind. All right, give me the 4 places for dinner in St. Louis you like. And
For
they could
dinner
be geographical.
Yeah, man. I of course, I spend a lot of time when I'm there staying at the Ritz. So I like all the restaurants around there. Capitol Grill. It's a few restaurants right around that Ritz that I like that are quite enjoyable. We like to go down, we like to go down and hang out by the ballpark. You know what I'm saying? That's when I want some fun food. We just kind of kicking it in. When I grew up, the Central West End was fire. I ain't been there in a long time, but that used to be the place to go. You go to Central West End, you know what I'm saying? You might see the girls out. It's going to be a good time.
Make sure the car's washed, and
yeah, exactly.
real slow.
You hit the
kind of like
circle
Forest
a couple
Park
of times.
used to be.
Yeah, you go down, turn around a couple of
Come
times.
back like you forgot something. All right. Hey, for you, when people realize you from St. Louis, what do they ask you about?
Of course, what high school you went to. That's a big, especially if they from St. Louis.
Oh,
but
of
then,
course.
But then people want to know. They want to know about the barbecue. They want to know about the arch. They want to know about the Cardinals. These are the things that and Nelly. Of course, depending on what it is, everybody want to know, do I know Nelly? I'm like, yeah, I know Nelly. Of course, I know Nelly.
Yeah, it's St. Louis. Everybody knows
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
here. You
yeah.
don't get
That's
away.
Mo. That's Mo. He can
There
lay.
you
He walk around. Everybody know Mo around here.
Can Graybar help my electrical and datacom jobs be more productive?
Yep, our supply chain services are designed to do just that.
Like job site services?
Yep, we deliver the products you need where and when you need them, no matter your industry.
What if I have technical questions?
Yep, our specialists are top-notch.
Emergency support?
Yep, even after hours.
They're a unicorn.
When you need to keep your projects productive and profitable, rely on Graybar to help you get the job done right. No unicorns required. Yep, Graybar does that.
Hey, for you, let's talk about fashion for a second. You stay up to date on fashion, especially your hats. Are you trendy or traditional?
I'm fairly traditional, man. I mean, I like some trends, but my wife will let you know I kind of stick to the same things, and she always be on me about everything I buy is new, but it's old. She like it's the same one you already got.
Just a different color. Okay,
Exactly.
so with that said, what's the one item of clothing you wouldn't be caught dead in?
Oh man, I've been seeing the latest trend is these little shorts these dudes be wearing. Like they went back to the old ABA days. They got some of them got on some of them Nate Archibalds out here. These dudes walking around in these Kelly Trapucas, Like tell nothing about tell nothing about that, Mike. These boys got these shorts these Diddy the Microwave Johnsons
Hey,
on.
man, I
They
mean,
like
your jock strap showing this thing so
yeah,
short.
hey family, man. Whoa, man, you can't even bend over, bro. Like this.
All right, so we don't need the shorts. Okay, what's the one era of fashion you wish would come back?
I mean, I really love that, that 40s, suit renaissance, super stylish, brothers with the tie and you wear the
Big
flower and the
lapels.
lapel, yeah. And of course they, wore the hats just really, really gentleman style. You really look good as you go out. I like that flavor right there.
All right. So, hey, who still makes you laugh? And is it easy to make you laugh?
Man, no, I actually love a good laugh. That's the thing about it, man. So I'm a big fan of so many comedians out there, man. But lately I gotta say I really been rocking and rolling with my man Deion Cole. Deion Cole is just the funny young gun out there. All his specials been amazing, and he kills it. But so many comedians make me laugh, man. I'm a fan of all my boys, Steve, DL, George Lopez, all my guys. I love watching them work and be on stage, man. Earthquake, all these guys make me laugh. Mike Epps, all these dudes make me laugh, man.
I just saw Jay Farrell not long ago, a
Yeah.
creative guy with impersonations, but he also tells good jokes too.
Yeah, super talented dude. Had an opportunity to perform with him a couple of times, man. Yeah, so Jay Farrell is definitely, and like you say, super talented with the ability to imitate and do impressions of so many great people.
Hey, for you, we go back to your early stand-up days. When your stand-up wasn't going well, did you ever hear crickets from the audience? You ever have that night?
Man, I had a couple of those days. And I say any comedian that tell you they ain't had that, they ain't no real comedian, man. It's just nice. It just don't go your way, bro. And I mean, one of my famous ones I always talk about was at the Brass Rail right there in St. Louis, downtown, Laclede Landing. I had a
what?
night, boy. I had to
I
give
was
people their
there
money
that
back,
night.
Mike.
No, I was there that night. It just dawned on me when you said, bro, I was there.
I had to give people their mone back.
Yeah,
it was that bad.
It was a lot of cigar store Indians sitting there just looking at you like, okay, when did the joke start? I'll never forget that. Man, I never thought about it until now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was tough, boy. It's legendary. I talked about it before on one show. I said, man, I thought people was gonna show me love because I was hometown. I offered to get their money back. They think people gonna be like, oh, it's cool, said,
Like,
go ahead. Everybody but 3 people wanted their money back, man.
2 of them were your cousins.
Yeah, you got yours back, Mike. I saw you walk up there.
Well, it really wasn't me. She wanted me to get my money back.
Yeah.
She wanted to get another drink.
So,
She wanted
so
to
that
get
was
another
two.
drink, so I'm like, okay, this was on
Yeah,
Cedric.
that's cold blooded. Yeah, and that's after hyping me up. Everybody like, oh, yo, this my man, he gonna kill it. I'm telling you. And then I bombed. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was. It was part of the growth process.
Yeah, man. I mean, if that don't happen to you on stage, man, again, most comedians, you get your skill set down, but anytime you do it a day in, week out, it's gonna be them days you just don't hit it on all cylinders, man.
Hi everybody, I'm Peter Munganast with Munganast St. Louis Acura, here to talk to you today about some benefits of Acura's certified pre-owned program. After passing a 182-point multi-point inspection, Acura backs all of our certified pre-owned cars with a 6-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty and a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Munganast St. Louis Acura has new inventory arriving daily. Come on into Munganast St. Louis Acura today, meet our award-winning team, and find that perfect certified pre-owned Acura for you.
All right, so for all the things you've done in the entertainment field, what have you done that you've enjoyed most that you can't wait to do it again? And I mean, you've done TV, you've done movies, you've done games. I mean, you've done a lot of things. So what's the one thing you're like, I kind of like this. I want to do this again. Or who you would like to work with again?
Man, I mean, I really love, of course, the ensemble, stand-up shows. I love like being out with my boys. So, Kings of Comedy was one of those unique, special times in my career that was fun, that we really did. The Comedy Get Down, which I did with me, George, D.L. Hewley, Eddie Griffin, the late Charlie Murphy. That was another legendary tour that I love being on. And then, for me, those barbershop movies, man, just the working with Cube and, everybody, all that crew, it was just great, man. But probably when I think about it is the movie Be Cool, where I worked with F. Gary Gray and like a just top-notch Black director who allowed me to do something totally different. And at the same time, it was amazing cast. And so I probably would love to do that again.
Hey, speaking of that, do you make sure you don't typecast yourself as an actor? Because we've seen comedians, all they do is funny movies, but we know there's another side to that where there's maybe some more serious stuff down the road. Is that something you think about, or do you want to stay in a swim lane you're familiar with?
No, definitely, man. I've definitely been one that always, want to dive off the loose deep end of the pool and just do something different, man. I'm not afraid of that at all. So, I've done Broadway, I've done some dramatic roles, smaller. I'm looking for something that I get a little bit more meat into. But I love the fact that I can, take my audience in different places and know that I can always trust that stand-up is something that I do naturally. I love, making people laugh and going up on stage performing. But, the opportunity to play a serious role, to deliver something that people be surprised by, to take you into a more of an emotional, feeling, is like kind of what we did with this book, man. So that is something I'm a big fan of doing.
All right, speaking of the book, you're now an accomplished author. Who do you read, and who do you have time for these days, or are you an audiobook person?
I mainly listen to a lot of audiobooks because I like that, LA is so much traffic out here, man. So on my ride and commutes to work, is a really great way for me to go through books, man. And so, and it's just a really great experience of being, in the mindset of someone who's telling you a great story. And so I've been, I read a number of different things. Probably my favorite writers are, Walter Mosley. I like James McBride. I like people that like really describe our culture and the people in our neighborhoods in a very descriptive way, which is probably what motivated me to write my book the way I did. And that yet, I'm reading the Disney Wars right now. That's, talking about the whole Jeffrey Katzenberg, Michael Eisner breakup and how it was. And it's helped me to understand how our business works on a bigger level, like how these corporate guys look at the business. And so that's really been helpful. I love hood books. So I read anything Gucci Man wrote, Gucci Man, Rick Ross. I like all the books, man. I like the hood stories too. So that's kind of my love. That's that world.
All right. So you have the book. The barbecue thing is going to come out soon as well. You'll get back to work with the neighborhood. What's next for you, other than the prescribed things that's already on your plate?
Yeah, man, mainly producing, man. Me and my partner Eric Rohn and I, we've been together for many years, but we got our production company, A Bird and a Bear. We produce The Neighborhood. We produce another show on Bounce Network called Johnson that's going into its 4th season. Really great show there. So developing, but then we got a lot of shows in development. With our company, I got a overall producing deal at Paramount Plus, at Paramount CBS. So we're developing with a lot of the young guns, be it Ha Ha Davis and Country Wayne, and a lot of these young guys have got new voices that we're developing TV shows around them and trying to help them put their images and tell their stories out there. So that's really where I am now, kind of focusing on how do you elevate and make yourself another level of the business, another level of legacy, where it ain't always about me being on camera, but using my connections to get other people these breaks.
It's interesting. When you're in your business, I'm sure you have people that come up to you and talk to you about being involved in a project. I know you didn't know I could act, or they'll give you all these tidbits about how talented they are, and you didn't know it, but they think they're ready for your next project. I'm sure you get that.
Oh man, that's it. I mean, a lot of people think, I think we alluded to it easy. You can see people and they make it look easy. They think acting is easy. They think telling jokes is easy, and yet, it is levels to it. So, I definitely encourage people to believe in themselves and want to go harder. And if it's an opportunity to give you a light shot or somewhere and put you on, then I'll look for those windows. But you definitely got to do the work. Don't expect somebody to put you on and that it's going to be automatic. This town is one, and any career really is all about the steps that you laid down to go towards your goal, because you never know how many steps you got to go back to start over. And if you don't know what it's like to go, know what it's like to go down, or you never built anything along the way, you have no foundation for real. So, sometimes people get put on by their cousins, and then they believe it's them. And then when that situation is gone, they have nowhere where to go. They don't know what to do. So it's good for you to know your own steps and know your own journey.
All right, final thing, the book is out. People can get it where?
Hey, man, you can grab this book, Amazon.com, HarperCollins.com. Go on my site, I Am Cedric. I got everything on there at IamCedric.com. You can just follow everywhere I'm going to be. I'm going to be in St. Louis Saturday night at the High Point. I'm going to do, we're going to introduce the book. I'm going to do a little Q&A. I'm going to talk about my career. I'm going to answer questions for folks. So, come and get a book there, man. Left Bank Books is supporting it. And so 7 o'clock at the Highland Theater, man. Everybody come out and be a part of it. I'm going to be at home.
Are you ready for a challenging and rewarding career? There are quality jobs in the construction industry.
I got out of college and my career choices were very limited, and this provided me with a plan for the present and the future at the same time.
I actually have a bachelor's degree in psychology, and I was making less than I make as a first-year apprentice painter.
I didn't go to college. I have no college debt. I make more money than the majority of people I know that went to college.
Take your first step towards a rewarding career. Visit stlouispdf.org.